Hey everybody, it's me, Lola, aka Poppy1815, and I just want to come at you guys today with a really quick review. Wanted to get a new hairstyle for the summer. Last summer I tried Milky Way's Wet and Wavy Jerry Curl. So this year I wanted to try their Wet and Wavy Loose Deep, just something different to see how it goes. So I installed it today and I attempted an invisible part. This is my second invisible part attempt, so you guys can see. Um, yeah, I actually think it turned out pretty okay, except for my little baby BDB, whatever you want to call these little tiny hairs that I couldn't really get rid of. But other than that, I really like the way it turned out. I'm not really good at closures, so the closure was a bit of a struggle, but I think I can manage it. And I use the method from somebody called She Never Tells, because I was looking for videos on invisible parts, because most of the invisible parts I see really aren't that great. I read on YouTube somewhere that somebody was like, most invisible parts look like Moses parting the Red Sea, which means they're like way too wide. So the method they used was like pretty concise, and I think it turned out pretty good if you ask me. So yeah, so I used Milky Way Indian hair, wet and wavy, loose deep in a color 2. And the color 2 is really light. This looks like more like a 4, for real. It's lighter than I wanted, but it still works. I used a 10-inch at the top and 12-inch at the bottom. And this is how it came in the pack, which is kind of straight with a little wave to it. It was really hot today, so I was sweating a little bit, and under the hair underneath is already a little wavy. But yeah, I used 12 inches at the bottom and 10 inches at the top, to have a little bit of a layered look. See how that goes. And I bought the hair from mimibeauty.com, and I was very impressed with the speed of shipping. I got this hair in like 3 days. And it was actually way cheaper than I found them on Hair Sisters and Claire Hair. I'm actually getting pretty sick of both of those websites. But I think the 12-inch was like $37, and the 10-inch was like $30. So it was cheaper than any of the beauty supplies around me. So what I did to get the invisible part was I braided all of my hair to the back. I had a little base in the front where I just had some plaits that went straight to the back, and instead of like braiding away, I just kind of braided straight back and just sewed the little pieces of hair along the part of two braids that were going straight back, which is a little different from what a lot of people do. And that's pretty much why it's so wide, because you're braiding away and the hair is too far apart. But since my braids were really close together and I just braided along them, the part's pretty close together and it looks way more natural than, a big old gap at the side of your head. So that was a little bit weird. So this is the hair in its kind of straight mode. I think I'm going to straighten it out. And from my experience with Milky Way's wet and wavy hair, it doesn't flat iron well. So once it's wet, it's wet. If you try and flat iron it, it'll get straight, but it like won't move. It'll just have this weird look to it. That was just my experience with the Jerry curl last summer. And this is a little bit of a looser wave, so maybe it won't be that bad, but I'm not going to take my chances. So I'll just wear it straight for like a week or two and then wet it later on. So far, I like the hair. I mean, it's nice. It's a little light, but I think it'll work. Oops. Yeah, I think it'll work. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated of once I wet it, how it looks, and whether it can flat iron back. So I'll definitely let you guys know how it went. So If you haven't already, you should definitely attempt an invisible part. It's really not that bad. It's really not as hard as I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, you guys should definitely check it out, and definitely check out the video in the description box, because that's where I got my, it was kind of the inspiration for the braid pattern and the method I used of achieving the invisible part. So you guys should definitely check that out. Even though it doesn't really go into much detail or anything, it just kind of shows you. And I really don't want to do a tutorial because I made a lot of mistakes and had some weird stuff going on. So the video's in the description box. So if you want to check it out, you should definitely do that and see if you can try to recreate the invisible part as well. So I want to thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Bye.